Everyone, Tina here, and welcome to my start to finish card video. Today I thought we'd make this cute little summer card that features one of the brand new designs that Danami just came out with this past July. This card can be changed up, which I'm going to show you that today. I'm going to do a couple of things different than what I actually have shown here. To get started, we're going to be using a piece of 5.5 by 8 craft, another piece of craft that is 1 by 4 1/8, a piece of pink that's 2 1/4 by 4 1/8, a piece of celery that is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8, a piece of fuchsia that is 2 by 4 1/2, and a piece of white that is 1 7/8 by 4 3/8. I will have these measurements on the blog, so don't worry about trying to write them down real quick. For the stamps that I'm going to use, I'm going to use the N136 polka dot background, the A88 mini polka dot. For my card that I originally made, I used the B85 small solid circle. However, to change it up this time, I'm going to pull out my D91 polka dot circle and use that one instead. And I'm going to use one of my very favorite stamps, the E106 small happy birthday. And as I mentioned before, we're going to be using one of the brand new Danami images, the CLGD012 solid petals. We're going to be using these two little daisy petals. To get started, I'll pull out my 5.5 by 8 piece of craft and just fold that in half, making an A2 sized card base. You know, I usually use Danami paper, and they're actually discontinuing carrying their cardstock. So I'm kind of really bummed out about that, but I'm using it while I can. And it comes pre-cut to the 5.5 by 8 so that you have your perfect A2 size card base just by folding it in half. I'm going to really miss having that. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to pull out my 1 by 4 1/8 piece of craft, and using one of my favorite little edge punches here, you can use any one you want, I'm going to go ahead and punch that edge. I tend to start in the middle because I like my edge even. You see how it ends with the same larger scallop, whatever you want to call it, on both sides of my card. I don't know if that's just like an OCD thing or what, but it just drives me nuts that I have to have it even. Let me do that real quick. Just a little bit more. Kind of hard to see since it's not like right in front of me and I'm not over it. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to pull out the piece of celery cardstock, and I'm going to use 3 separate inks. I'm going to use, I use Memento brand. You use whatever brand and colors. For that matter, you can change up the whole color palette. Use blues instead of pinks and greens. Use whatever you want. I'm going to use the Rosebud, the Angel Pink, and the New Sprout. I'm going to pull out my New Sprout first, and using the N136 polka dots, I'm just going to stamp this whole thing as a background. And Danami has really made this easy to make a perfect background. You see how this is cut in little scallops? Well, if you take your little scallop and put it in each of the voids when you stamp again, it's perfectly lined up. Perfect little background. I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to pull out my piece of pink, along with the little A88 mini polka dot, and using the light pink, I'm just going to randomly stamp all over my piece of cardstock. And you'll notice that I'll stamp off of the cardstock too. That just makes it more random and just gives it a better overall look. And just stamp wherever you think you need a little polka dot. Just fill in your piece of cardstock. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to set those aside and pull out my piece of 1 7/8 by 4 3/8 white. I'm going to pull out the D91 polka dotted circle, and with the darker pink, the rosebud, I'm just going to stamp partway off the page, kind of halfway off the page over here, and do the same thing on the opposite side, just to make the center of my flower. And pull the angel pink back out, and I'm going to go ahead and attach this little daisy petal to my block, and then I'm just going to make my flower. Now I want mine to be kind of more whimsical and fun, so I'm just kind of free-handing it, you know, kind of lining it up. But if you want it to be perfect, you can always pull out your Stamp-A-Majig and do it that way. But these little petals are fairly easy to line up even without a Stamp-A-Majig to get them straight. There, perfect. Now it's time to start attaching our card all together. Oh, no, wait, sorry, one more stamping. But we're going to partially put the card together and then do one more stamp. I'm going to pull out my card base and get my pink and my celery panels, and I'm going to attach them right to the card base. Now let's do our final stamping. Let's take the darker pink, and you can use whatever sentiment you want. Like this one, I used Sweet Friend. This time I'm going to use my favorite little stamp here, the Happy Birthday stamp. And just stamp it in the upper corner. Just like that. Now for this card, I took the Denami 3/8 pink grosgrain ribbon, and I wrapped it fully around my little piece of craft and tied the bow. To make it easier, since I'm making the video, I think I will just cut off a little snippet of it and run it across the back of my piece of craft. Just like that. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to cross that side. Fold my edges over. Add a little bit more to the top of the ribbon there where I folded it over, so that secures down to the card nicely. You can put this pretty much wherever you want, you know, however low you want. I wanted mine up a little bit higher. I didn't want as much as my pink panel showing, so I raised mine up a little bit high. But you can, you know, put it down a little lower if you want more of the pink panel showing. The next thing we're going to do is adhere our little flower strip to the fuchsia strip. Just like that. We're going to flip that over and add a little bit of foam tape to pop it up. Now also, if you wanted to change this up a little bit, you could take and stamp polka dots on this little craft strip, or you could use some yummy washi tape. You know how much I love my washi tape. You can add that across the top of there. You can just do about anything to change it up, however you like to do it. One more piece. Stick it right in the middle. Now you decide where you want this at. I'm gonna put it just about right there, somewhat even. Now I already have a little pre-made bow that I did earlier, so I'm just going to take a piece of my ATG and kind of roll it up and pull it off, and it makes perfect little glue dots, and they're pretty strong too. I love making glue dots with my ATG. And just decide where you want your bow. If you want it a little bit crooked, if you want it straight, and just adhere that down. And there you go. A cute little happy birthday card. Very fun, very summer. Like I said, you can change your colors up. You can, you know, use the solid circle versus the polka dotted circle. You can add some washi tape across the strip of craft. You can do just about anything you want and use any sentiment you want. Use any color palette you want. I'd love to see if you guys, you know, make one of these cards. You know, it's pretty quick and easy. You know, just let me know if you make it. I'd love to come by for a visit to your blog or to Split Coast or Flickr, wherever you know, put your cards out online, and take a look. So, thanks a lot for joining me, and have a great day.